You've been in the porn film industry for a long time, right? How did you?
41 years.
Really?
For about 3,000 to 4,000 scenes. And well, I have another funny world record.
What?
Most music videos.
Really?
56.
How old were you when you got into the
25.
porn industry? 25.
1978.
And so how did that happen? You walking down the road and somebody said, "Hey, Roy, you wanna?"
No, back then Playgirl magazine was a magazine for women to look at, like Playboy for men.
Right.
So I was doing theater. I was a teacher, a licensed teacher. I even have a master's degree. I wanted to be an actor, so I quit the teaching, came to California, and I just auditioned, and I got plays, got into equity, and then I got into some film and TV. I got to get some regular work, but the job market was horrible.
Oh.
Everybody wants to be an actor, so it was very difficult to get a break. So I'd, do the same thing everyone else was doing, work up in the Catskills as a waiter. Although I did catch a piece of Woodstock. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I was 16 and I was working up in the Catskills, and I actually got to see the festival for like 20 minutes, and I had to go serve lunch.
Amazing.
Missed the after the theater, then went back to New York. Made some money. Went to Queens College, and then went back and forth, Catskills, New York, and that was it. So.
So when you decided to become a porn star.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my last choice. It was so hard to get work that when I was approached to do Playgirl magazine, I did it, and then from Playgirl, then I started doing some nude and then some adult.
How did they find you?
From the magazine.
Oh, okay.
It was October issue, John Ritter on the cover, and it was a Playgirl. It was a very popular magazine.
Yeah.
For women to read, and men and gay men were reading it.
Amazing.
So people saw me in that, and they called me on the phone and said, "Why don't you do an adult movie?" I said, "It strikes me as kind of sleazy." And I realized, well, I'm kind of sleazy. Why not? So I did it, and it was actually not so bad. Back then, it was only film, no video, no DVD, no internet, no virtual reality. It was just film, 16 millimeter, 35 millimeter. So you sing like a real film, which has sex in it. It was more like a movie than it is today, when it's kind of like, here's a cup of coffee, eat me, and there's your dialogue,
Right. And did you have to audition for the very first scene? Like when
they never do that. That's a rumor. You get paid the minute you work. If a guy wants to get work, the best thing he could do is bring a girl with him, and they go to an agent or a producer or director, and then they'll meet him. He'll see their bodies, what they look like, but no one's going to say, "Well, let me see you have sex so I could decide." No, they'll just look at you and go, "All right, come Wednesday, 4 o'clock. We're going to give you a scene, and let's see how you do. Hopefully, you'll do good." If the guy does not do very good, his career could end.
So they look at you first to make sure you have everything that they're looking for, like looks and body and.
They like that, but the more important thing is being able to perform and keep an erection. That's the hardest thing. That's the main thing.
Amazing.
Right, because back before they invented Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, or whatever, you had to use your own hand and a good imagination. I always like to say when I do my comedy show that, I was so, I used to masturbate so much as a kid that when I had sex with a girl, I felt like I was cheating on my hand. But, I made him laugh,
That's
ladies and gentlemen.
amazing.
Didn't take that much. He laughed. Okay.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
and so did you?
I was larger than average. That helped too.
Oh yeah.
Because,
were you considered to be a maker?
They never use that term. They use it. I like it. But,
so are you a slut maker?
A performer or performer. A performer.
So would you call yourself a slut maker?
Sure.
You like
no, because that means I'm making. No, I can't use that term because the girls who come to the business, they do it on their own. They answer ads in the paper, and they come in, and they get a lot more work, and they get paid a lot more money.
Right.
And those ads in the paper are the slut makers, because the girls see the ad. Hey, today 6 o'clock, they're going to see an agent who wants to get, girls want to get in the biz.
So the girls make more money than the guys?
A good deal more.
Really?
Yeah.
That's discrimination, right?
No, it's in a lot of businesses and strippers, they get the male dancers also, but the women make the best money.
Are the women considered sluts?
The boyfriend will probably punch you. I mean, they call the shots. The girls in porn call the shots.
Oh, they do?
They choose the scenes they want to do. They'll even choose the actor sometimes.
Oh.
They'll say, I'd rather work with someone differently,
How did you, being 25, when your parents did your parents find out that both father and mother found out that you were doing that kind of work?
Oh, yeah.
Pornography? And
It started to get popular. It started to be on news and ads. They would have me be like a representative. If something took place that was newsworthy, they would give me the phone call.
And why is that?
Because I was getting better known as a actor.
Oh.
And I also was a school teacher once. And so I would be.
What did you teach? What did you teach us?
Mentally challenged.
Oh, okay.
I did it so many years ago. They didn't use the word autism. They called it childhood schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did your parents say when they saw you, your father and mother say when they saw you in a pornographic movie?
It was kind of almost like I was saying earlier. Like the father's like, my son, is a little
and your mother say, no, don't do this?
It's a little bit different. Well, not that much, because my parents are pretty liberal. So they understood, but there's a double standard everywhere. People watching this show right now would go, yeah, Ron's right. There's a bit of a double standard.
Yeah.
And we didn't create it. We don't like it, but it exists.
Yeah.
Remember I said how the guy tells his son, go get him, son.
Right.
And they tell the girl, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Get the gun. It's a whole different attitude.
Yeah.
And that causes the double standard, which, makes it difficult.
And so being a young man and being popular and doing it, and people start to know who you are. What did that feel like, being a young man when you walk out into the streets?
It was great. It was
people like, hey, Ron.
It was a microcosm of life itself. It was the same thing as the majors go through, with just a lot less money. Like, we get the same autograph signings and special treatments and limousines and get flown around the world. We got that too, but on a much smaller scale. We're not making $20 million like Jim Carrey or Tom Cruise, but we'll make thousands. So it's like, we're doing good, we're having fun, but it's not in the anything like the big boys.
I noticed that they give out awards too for making and
I want to see it happen. And the winner,
right?
But today's category are the makers right over here. Hi, I'm a maker. Next, that's great.
So what were the awards you for, though? How do they determine who get the best?
They try to emulate the Academy Awards. In Europe, they do the thing called the Hot d'Or. They do it in Italy, all over the world, where they try to make it like the real deal.
But how do they
supporting
decide?
supporting actress. I make a joke in my act that the girl, and this is true, the girl that wins for Best New Starlet, that's the coveted title. They all cry, and they try to hold back, but they're on stage. I want to thank, and it's funny because, it just strikes me as the one who should be crying is the girl who wins for Best Group. I would like to thank you. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, gosh. Couldn't shit for a week,
Amazing.
Friends like that who needs enemas. I want to thank those 4 black guys for pummeling my behind. Thank you. This is for you guys. It's just actually kind of like that. And it's funny. It's fun. Everyone has a great time. And they have those kind of awards.
How did you become a comedian?
I did that when I was in the Catskills, like, little Jewish boy. I watched the Henny Youngmans, Sal Richards, Mousy Lawrence, Jack Eagle, Jack Mason. I saw all these guys performing while I was a waiter. I said, I want to try that, but I could do that.
Yeah.
So after years and years of being the waiter, busboy, maitre d', captain, I tried being in front of the cameras and being a performer, and it worked.
It worked.
And then I stopped for quite a while, and then Dante, so he has Golden Artists, he revived me, he brought me back into doing stand-up comedy.
Amazing.
And I've actually I opened up once for Gabrielle Iglesias, Fluffy. I was on the stage with Rob Schneider, just 2 weeks ago.
And were you
so I'm getting some
funny?
pretty good gigs.
You were funny?
I think I was almost hysterical.
Oh, yeah. How
I
old
broke
are
into
you?
the slut thing now. Okay, and for slut maker, I got back on that again.
How old are you now?
If I answer that question, any girl in the audience is going to go, oh, forget it. I'll tell the truth. It's easy to remember because it's that TV show, En Route 66.
Right. You're young.
I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, that's
I
young.
feel great.
Were you ever married?
No.
No kids or anything?
No.
How long will you do this kind of work?
How long? 9 3/4 inches. Got him. Okay. I've been doing this for about...
I mean, how long will you continue? Will you do it the rest of your life?
I don't know. I mean, I imagine if I had a serious relationship, I know, I'd say, Ron, you're 66 already.
Do you wish at any time that you had done that earlier in life, gotten married,
It's
had
hard
kids?
to do that. Part of you does that. You say, like, what if, or, I see cute couples, and I'm the uncle to a lot of kids.
Right.
A lot of kids call me Uncle Ron, and I just love that.
Yeah. Any regrets?
Sure. Not a lot, but yeah, I guess.
Give me one regret.
That's a tough one.
So I know you say you are a Jewish person, man. So do you believe in morality, right and
Yes.
wrong?
Yeah.
And
But
would
everyone
you
has but
consider-
everyone has their own. They make their own. I'll give you another great example. A lady's eating out of this. This is life. This is a great piece of life. I'm watching this with my own two eyes. This lady vagrant was reaching into a garbage can and pulling out food from the middle. I wound up giving her a few bucks. I felt bad. She's pulling out food, and then the lady came after her, just took it off the top. She said, "That lady is so disgusting." She reaches deep into the garbage can, pulls out this crap that's wet and disgusting. Me, just off the top. Just skim a little bit off the top, and that way it's okay. It's still dry, and I could share it with the other vagrants here. And I realized myself, we draw our own lines, don't we?
Yeah.
To most people, eating out of a
Absolutely.
garbage can is enough, but she goes to the top only. So that to me is a really good example of we all draw our line. When you say morality, I guarantee my morality is not going to be the same as somebody in Salt Lake City, Utah, probably.
So you would consider yourself a moral man?
Yes.
And where do you get your morality from?
The Lord above.
So you believe in God?
Yes. But the whole Christ thing, the Jews aren't 100% sure. We believe either way he's a very special person, that's for sure.
Right.
A rabbi, carpenter,
So
but
you
whether we
believe
think
in-
he's God or not, the Jews aren't 100% sure on that. And I'm not 100% sure.
So you believe in Jesus, the Son, or God, the Father? Who you believe
I
in?
believe in the Jewish translation. I believe in
The God, not the
that
Son.
God, right. That
Oh,
Jesus
okay.
was a very special person, but maybe not necessarily God.
How do you think God feel about what you've been doing for 40-something years, the porn business that you've been into? How do you think God see that?
Well, if you're going to believe in no premarital sex, no sex outside marriage, then he would find it sinful, of course. But so many people, including everybody in this room, probably without any, everyone in this room, everybody has probably been involved in premarital sex
You think
or
so?
sex outside marriage of some sort. I don't know your situation, but if I said with a show of hands, you'd say I was right. Because whenever I do this with Craig Gross, I do the big debate. I say, Craig, porn's not your problem, watch. With a show of hands, I got an audience of 5,000 people. With a show of hands, who has never had sex outside marriage? And you can hear crickets because everybody has had sex outside marriage.
But how
So
do you
I'm a
feel
very
that
small part
God
of God's
sees?
problem.
But how do you think He see you've been doing it for 40 years, for money and different women and all that? How do you think God and you say you believe in God? How do you think He feel about Ron doing that? What do you think? How do you
hard to
think He
say.
would see you doing that?
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
And it's because I have, again, because my views are way liberal, I'd have a really hard time trying to convince somebody that it's okay, to do that. Just like, but not just us, strippers, swing clubs. A lot of, covet thy wife. I mean, in a swing club, it's couples that go there together and they meet other couples to get playful with.
Yeah.
It's consensual. They do it as a team, and sometimes sex therapists say it could enhance your romance because one of the hardest things to do, it seems, is to keep sex exciting after 10, 20 years. A lot of guys tell me this. It's difficult. So you do something, outside the norm. Maybe you hug and kiss your neighbor's woman because it's agreed upon. And then maybe your marriage can last 10, 20 years more because you're being more open, more crazy. It's not your thing. And I wouldn't expect someone who has an evangelist attitude. I would not want to bring you guys to a party like that.
Right.
But as far as I go, I have a hard time finding anything bad about it.
Have
I
you
know
ever
that
had
God
days
probably
when
isn't
you didn't?
thrilled, but
So what now?
the Lord above might not be thrilled of my choices. But I don't. If you're a good person and you're doing things that no one's getting hurt, I think it's okay. But
Are
then
you a
again, the
good
Christians
person?
will say, "But it's hurting the family." So I understand both sides because I debate.
Are you a good person?
I
Are
like to
you-
think so.
You think you're a good person?
Well, I work with PETA. I belong to PETA. I'm a spokesman. I work with animals.
Oh.
And I do certain things that you might find impressive.
So let me ask, were there ever days when you didn't feel like going to work to have?
Yeah,
You like-
it's actually kind of funny. I'm friends with a director named Adam Rifkin, who's directed a lot of big movies. And it was funny, we're on the phone talking, I'm going, oh, I have to go, oh crap, I gotta work today. And he's going, oh, Ron, you can really go f yourself. You really have it rough. You're pissed off because someone's gonna give you a today? Are you kidding me? What is it? Don't let the man get you down. It's funny.
Amazing. A lot of men, especially young men nowadays, because they watch on the internet and things like that, and a lot of them are addicted to it. Does that bother? Addicted to?
Oh, yeah.
Does that bother you that
Yes.
a lot of men are addicted to porn?
Yes, I don't need that kind of audience. We prefer, well, look, the same logic they were using with alcohol. Like they'd say, people get drunk and they smash up a car. You're going to go and blame Bacardi? You're going to blame Seagram 7 for a wrecked up car and a bad life, scarred face? I mean, no. You blame the asshole that was addicted to alcohol and smashed his car up. And the same way I make a slight comparison to this, and the fact that, people can be addicted to porn. I'm not in favor of that. I don't look for that. We can have nice, happy, healthy people who watch porn. And you can watch it recreationally. Watching porn can be a happy, healthy thing if you do it right.
How do you watch it
Well,
right?
Let me explain. If you go and study for the bar, you're going to be a lawyer tomorrow. You're going to take the bar exam today.
Right.
And that whole day you spent watching porn, you fail the bar, now you got to go back to the ball game. And then, because you should not have been watching porn that day.
Right.
Now let's say you have a happy, healthy life. You and your wife watch porn, go to a theater once in a while together, or you watch it together and you try certain things out, and money's good, job's good, you even got spirituality in your life. And you want to take out a couple hours on a Sunday to watch porn? Why not? The husband might be taking out a couple of hours to watch the ball game. They might be watching a Star Trek convention. There's a zillion things that you could be addicted to.
But there are a lot of single men and women who are into this stuff because they don't have, they're not married.
Could be.
They're lonely. They're looking for something to compensate with.
But now they got so many things you could do. God darn it, this computer dating. And I've actually seen it work. Like, I love to meet couples and go, how'd you all meet? Dating service. That worked? Yep.
Yeah. If you had a son or a daughter, and a daughter, would you want both of them watching or being into the pornography business?
You have to be 18. And I've never had a problem people
Would
seeing
you have a
films.
problem with either one or both being in that business?
I would rather them not, because it's not a good business. It's not as good today as it was years ago.
Did you get rich doing this work?
I did okay. I wouldn't say rich, but I did okay with it.
You didn't
I
get
could have done
rich?
more, but I never wanted to own a company. I don't own a company. I work for other people. So had I wanted to do it, make the big investment, and then maybe I would have been a lot wealthier. I directed and produced a lot of high-profile films. The John Wayne Bobbitt, which has been recently has been in Vanity Fair. The stories about it. Divine Brown and Hugh Grant. We called it a doc-Hugh drama because we're that funny. And then.
So you did not get rich doing it?
I did okay. I got comfortable doing it.
But is comfortable rich?
Well, I know what you would say to that, and that there's so many more things in life that matter more than money, and I would agree with you.
And so did you get rich?
I got comfortable.
How about rich?
My brother's rich.
Who was your brother?
He went to Harvard.
Oh, how about, so you didn't get rich doing this kind of work?
The girls are the ones who make the bigger bucks. I know that Christy Canyon, I believe, is a millionaire.
Right.
Jesse Jane is. Jenna Jameson certainly is. Tara Patrick. Some of the girls in porn are millionaires. Very few guys are. In fact,
so you did not get rich doing it?
I am ahead of most of the guys because I did the mainstream stuff.
But not
I
rich?
did the regular. If I had to rely on porn, I'd be begging for money. I'd walk around with a tin can in the back audience.
Are you an alpha or beta male?
That's good because I don't always take the lead. I'd say you have to be both.
You both alpha and beta?
Yeah.
You don't take the lead sometimes?
I'd say I do sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes you let the woman lead you?
Yeah.
Beta! Is it healthy to masturbate?
I think it is. Craig is against it. When I debate the Triple X Church,
Right.
he thinks it's not a good idea because then you get used to that and you don't really experience real intimacy.
Yeah.
But then I stumped him on this one. But suppose you're out of town. Let's say you're with your girlfriend or wife, or you're not with your girlfriend or your wife, and you're out of town.
Wait until you get back in town.
What's wrong with just getting on the phone and saying, "What are you wearing, honey?" And then you talk dirty to each other?
No.
It's monogamous. You're
That's
not breaking any
embarrassing. No.
rules.
Should we take the shame out of the word?
Yeah,
Why?
because just because a woman likes, finds it exciting, but is a decent person, she has her recreational evenings where she wants to have some fun. I don't find anything wrong with that.
So we should take the shame out of being using the word. Out of the word.
Well, as my friend Dennis Hoff did on the Bunny Ranch, you can take the of HBO. Well, okay, so I just went off on a tangent. No, but
Amazing.
you and I are going to agree to disagree on that, because I don't believe that you can only enjoy sex when it's total romance and love. I understand it, but I don't necessarily live by that.
Would you want
Most
your
people
daughter
are
to
born
be
don't.
considered? Would you want your daughter, your mother, or your sister
We went
to
through
be
this, yeah.
considered being a
Well, none of them are
known as
involved
a
in that
slut?
business right now.
But if they had been, would you be okay with that if they were known as?
Well, that's wrong, because I believe you could be a performer and not be a.
Would you be
You're not going to
okay?
change your mind over the definition.
Right. Would you be okay though if your mother, sister, or your daughter would be known as?
If they did or dancing naked down the block, then if they're going to be doing things that people consider.
Would you be okay with your
But
father?
they're not. That would never happen.
Would you be okay with your father being known as a maker?
I want to see my dad do a Chippendales dance. That'd be great. He's 100 years old.
So it would be okay if you were known as a slut maker?
It's wrong, but if you want to call me anything, call me a cab. Call me anything you want to call me. Call me a fellow sucker. You can call me anything you want.
But
I don't
maker.
care. Life's too short. You
Can I
me
call you a
slut
slut maker?
Sure.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't think I am, because I don't create porn stars.
Right. Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. Subscribe and like the videos here. And tell everybody and their mama about the show.